Good morning, students. How are you today? I hope all of you are fine and staying at home. We have already discussed the chapter up to 5, that is organizing. Now come to the next topic, that is stuffing. So we know all of you we know very well that there are 5 functions of management, and in which first function is planning. We have covered. Second, organizing. Organizing is a function in which we have decided various posts or various jobs we have created to achieve the organizational objectives, while those posts come alive and get activated by staffing. In other words, we can say that the posts created in the organization are meaningless unless they are not filled by the competent individuals. So this function of management is more than important than all other function, because any mistake committed in planning and organizing may not be so harmful as mistake committed in staffing, right? A single wrong appointment can even fail our complete planning or atmosphere of the organization. So staffing is a very important function. So students, let's understand the concept of staffing. It refers to filling and keeping the field with post with people and which are competent to post. This means more capable persons are appointed on more important post. Comparatively less competent persons are appointed for less important post. Right? In other words, all the functions undertaken to establish coordination between the posts and individuals come under staffing. And the chief element of the staffing are recruitment, selection, training, promotion, transfer. These are the main 5 elements which comes in the area of staffing, right? So we can say that staffing is a simple function to fill the job which we have created in organizing, right? And keeping them with the organization is also the part of staffing, right? So it refers to filling and keeping the filled post with people, right? So this is the concept of staffing. Now come to the next point, that is features of staffing. What do you understand by features of staffing? These are the characteristics. First, it is related to human beings. The first important feature of staffing is that it is related to human being. It means unlike planning and organizing, it is not a paperwork. It involves the appointment of competent persons on the various posts. So all the activities done to complete this work are things, right? Like recruitment, selection, training and promotion will be performed of human being. After that, separate managerial function, it is treated as a separate function of management, and all of you know very well. And third point is essential at all managerial levels. Staffing is essential at all levels of management, चाहे वो आपका हायर लेवल है लाइक टॉप लेवल, मिडल लेवल and lower level, where the staff like persons or individuals are required, staffing is needed there, right? And after that, related to social responsibility, as with the human beings, and human beings are the part of society, and since it is connected with the human beings, social responsibility is also the function, like responsibility is also the function which raises here. So we can say that responsibilities of manager should take care and be impartial while going through the allied function of recruitment, selection and promotion. It is the duty of the organization that it like there should be no partiality, no biasness in staffing function. And next is fifth point, that is effect of internal and the performance of staffing is affected by internal and external both environment. Internal environments may be we have studied in the chapter 3, like these are the policies and plannings of organization which is inside impact the organization, but there are some but there are some parts, external environments like government policies, taxation policies, like we can say a political environment. And then in that case, both environment impact our staffing function. For example, if as the matter of policy, I am saying that कि policy है company की, if there is a vacant post are to be filled by the promotion. This means employees already working in the organization will have to be opportunity to the reach higher post, and the people from the outside will be appointed only at the low. That is the policy of the organization, that is internal environment. And in this the same way, if you are saying that external environment, it can be the policy of the government that the particular enterprises employees should be recruited only through the employment exchange, right? Then additional institution can help in the development of the employees by organizing special training camps. In this way, the external environment affects the function of training. This means we can say that environment, that may be internal, that may be external, that impacts the staffing function, right? So these are the. So students, now time to do next topic, that is importance of staffing, right? Why we need to do staffing function? First of all, it helps in discovering and obtaining competent personnel, right? Because staffing provides the latest techniques for recruiting and selecting the employees, and as a result it became possible to search for and to select able employees for the different posts, right? And helpful in better performance, as we know that in staffing function we choose person for right job, right? And in that case there is no chance that there are wastage of resources, and all the employees will do work according to their capability, and all person are having capability according to the job, as well as it increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the employee. And helpful in continuous survival and growth of enterprises. Every business wants to grow in long run, and this is possible only when the human assets of the organization has superior quality. This means employees of the organization should be very competent and suitable to organization. And so under this we can say that this aspiration of an enterprises can be fulfilled by the staffing. If we do staffing properly, then continuous survival and growth can be continuous. After that, helpful in continuous optimum utilization of human resources. Under staffing, all activities related to human resources are performed systematically. By doing this, the situation of overmanning never arises. This means there is no chance there surplus employees are there. Only the number of the employees and competent employees are selected for the right job. So there is no chance that the persons are wasting their time, and there is no requirement, and there are surplus of employees which impact all over the labor cost of the organization, right? And fifth point is that is helpful in improving job satisfaction and morale of employees. Under staffing, we can say that the human behavior is also studied. Their preference, for example, type of environment, promotion policy, training, remuneration policy can be known, and effort is made to provide them with all the desired facilities, right? So special care is taken that in no way the pay package of employees reduced. In that situation, all the employees will be satisfied and their morale will be boosted, right? So if the employees are getting good salary, good environment, good promotion policy according to their demand and requirement, then all will be satisfied, there will be no problem, right? And morale of employees will be boosted. So these are the importance of staffing. So students, our next topic is human resource management. All means of production like man, material, machine, money, they are divided into two parts, active and passive. Active means क्या होगा? Only men, and all other parts are passive like machines, men, and all other parts are passive like machines, material, money. And an enterprises may have large quantity of passive means of production like machines, materials, money, but in case they do not have proper human resources, all the resources will remain useless, right? So it is the job of human resource that to make proper use of available resources within organization. So and suitable human resources are filled by a particular human resource management department. And so first of all we will understand from where this concept arises, like human resource management concept, from where it arises. In order to know from where it arises, first of all we know that what is the meaning of human resource management, right? So it refers to that part of management process in which develop and manage the human element of enterprises. This means human resource management is that branch which is concerned with recruitment, selection, development and optimum use of employees, right? And human resource management ensures that every employee makes his maximal possible contribution to the achievement of business goals. And how this concept comes into existence, there are 3 stages. After that HRM stage comes into existence. So from beginning start labor welfare stage, right? Earlier the business were very on small scale. There was an era that trade unions were there. By its effect, need for a person was felt who could act as a mediator between employer and employees, right? Then at that time there was an labor welfare officer was appointed, and his role was to pay mediator between employer and employee. Like if there is any complaint of laborer, then he will transfer to employer, right? And also he will transfer the messages and orders of instructions of employer to employee. And that was the stage when was the labor union or trade union were there, and it was the first stage. After that personal management stage comes into the existence. With the expansion of the business, like the system came into existence, many people start getting employment under one roof. लाइक आप ये कह सकते हो कि एक ही छत के नीचे बहुत सारे लोग एक साथ काम करना स्टार्ट कर गए. एंड whose job was make to employee available for a company. Then there was a need. It felt that there should be a person who will perform the duty to provide employee to the company. With this approach, a personal officer was appointed, and that personal officer was called personal manager. This means at this stage, to recruit, select and train the employees, there was personal manager, right? In the beginning labor welfare officer, and second stage personal manager, and third stage is HRM stage. This stage is comes into existence when business expanded so much. Technology also is comparatively developed at very fast rate. So in this situation we felt that training, development of employees should be done by a particular separate department, right? So human resource are now considered to be an important part of organization. So it was felt that personal manager was replaced with human resource manager, and a separate department was created for him, that is Human Resources Management Department, HRM department, right? So his job was to do train, select, recruit and development of employee according to requirement of organization for a long time. So these are the three stages in which HRM developed, right? In the beginning it was labor officer, and second it was personal manager, and third was is HRM, yes, human resource management, right? So these are the three stages. Now HRM stage is in existence, but there are some rural areas or backward areas where the business is at very small stage or medium level stage. First and second stage, like personal manager and labor welfare officer also exist there, right? So this is the topic for today.